I acquired some recent mobility problems, but nothing is wrong with my mouth. So. And Justin, oh, if I was just 10 years younger. Good morning. My name is Nancy Yost. I'm a member of the Board of Directors of the New York Statewide Senior Action Council and the Vice President of the Political Action and Legislation of DC 37 Retirees Association, a member of the American Federation of State, County, and Municipal Employees. I am happy to be here today to discuss the perspective of a senior citizen from Brooklyn who actually depicts the numbers found in this study. I am a 77-year-old single woman living alone in a Mitchell-Lama co-op in Brooklyn that has not yet been privatized, thank God. And it took me 10 years on a waiting list to finally get that affordable apartment. In 1994, I retired at a Supervisor 3 level position from the New York City Department of Social Services after 29 years on the job. Over the years, my job entailed ensuring that less fortunate people applied for and received benefits that would afford them adequate living conditions, health care, food, and shelter. For those with very low incomes, including the HIV-positive population, we help them to access SSI. Although my paycheck was not the greatest, I can assure you that when I began working in 1966 and all through the 70s, my quality of life was more than adequate and better than what I can afford now. For example, back then I could cook my favorite shrimp scampi and steak at least once every week. I wouldn't think twice about socializing with my friends and colleagues at nice restaurants and going to Broadway shows. I owned a share in a summer home on Fire Island, and I would vacation in Europe. My income was sufficient to meet my expenses. In retirement, living on a fixed income, I must admit that the figures shown in this study are quite accurate for a person in my situation. My annual net income is $28,000, and conservatively, my expenses amount to $23,000. At the cost of living increases, as the cost of living increases and my health has begun to deteriorate, I am spending more on transportation, health care, medication, personal care items, food, and housing costs. Presently, I am fortunate in the sense that I have a friend who comes to my house twice a month to help straighten out the apartment, do laundry, and run errands. If it got to the point that I had to pay for 6 hours of home care, as shown in these numbers, I would not be able to make ends meet. I recognize that there are other women and seniors who are worse off than me. I have my Social Security, a union pension, and my retirement plan provides health care. But at this rate, if I am sliding into poverty, even with these protections, many other seniors are already there, and others are starting to become more vulnerable. Economic security policies must be instituted in New York and in the rest of the country. Seniors are becoming the largest part of the population. We need to implement programs that reflect this. For example, senior employment. These days, many organizations want seniors to volunteer their time. However, with the rising cost of living, many older people who live on fixed incomes need to get paid for their time. While there are great senior employment programs such as Title V and RSVP, which give jobs to low-income seniors, we need to develop programs that will take into account the elders' daily expenses rather than their income. This type of real-time cost of living will give the opportunity to seniors who are truly in need of extra income to cover their expenses, rather than disqualifying them because their income is way above the federal poverty level, which is not realistic for New York City's cost of living, as defined in the Elder Economic Security Index. Secondly, services in the community. I love New York City, especially Brooklyn. This is the best place to live. Where else can you get health care from the best teaching institutions in the world, world-class cultural institutions, public transportation, elite sports, and as many restaurants and neighborhoods as there are cultures in the world? But we need to protect all of these services and make it affordable for seniors like me to stay in our communities. We worked all our lives, contributed our time and our money to the development of this great city, and we still have a wealth of experience and knowledge to contribute. We must ensure that our communities remain affordable and safe places where we can live out the rest of our years. Thank you.